hope you all are doing well. There was a gap in between because I was preparing for my examination. I have recently returned my examination. So now we can continue with our syllabus. Okay. So where in the last video we learned how to balance a chemical equation, right? So now we will learn the types of chemical reactions. There are basically four types of chemical reactions. Okay, now you might be knowing the definition of chemical reaction now, right? It's basically breaking and making of bonds between different atoms and formation of new substances in as a result. So basically there are four types of chemical reactions, which are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, and double displacement reaction. Now we are going to look into these chemical reactions in detail one by one and study them. So the first type of chemical reaction is combination reaction. The name is self-suggestive, right? Combination means combining of two atoms here. Combination of two or more atoms results in formation of new product. So this is called a combination reaction. Now let me show the visualization of this combination reaction, how it basically works. So I have taken a atom A and an atom B. I am combining these two together. So as a result, I am getting a product which is AB. So this is how combination reaction works basically. So let me show you some examples of a combination reaction. This is a visualization that I have taken from the net. Please look at it very carefully. So here they have taken an atom of hydrogen and an atom of chlorine. They are combining with one another and forming a product which is hydrochloric acid HCl. So some more examples can be set as burning of coal. Carbon combines with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. This is also a combination reaction, right? And formation of water from hydrogen gas and oxygen. So here two molecules of hydrogen are combining with one molecule of oxygen to give us water molecule. So this is how a combination reaction works. So the next chemical reaction is decomposition reaction. What does decomposition mean? Decomposition means basically breaking down of a substance, right? Similarly, in this reaction, we find that a compound breaks into two or more molecules, right? It breaks into two or more products, more simpler substances. So again, I am taking AB that I formed with A and B. So this AB splits into A and B. This is how decomposition reaction works. So let us see the examples of decomposition reaction now. So in decomposition reaction, here calcium carbonate is taken and it is breaking into two molecules, which is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. This is how decomposition reaction takes place. Some more examples of decomposition reactions can be AgCl in the presence of sunlight gives us Ag and Cl2. So what is AgCl here? AgCl is silver chloride. If we take some amount of silver chloride and place it in sunlight, the compound decomposes to give us silver molecules and chlorine gas. Another example would be a reaction of lead nitrate with heat. Lead nitrate, when heated, gives us lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen. So these are some examples of decomposition reaction, and these are the pictorial representations of these two examples. Now the next type of chemical reaction is displacement reaction. See, these all names are self-suggestive. They are already telling us what really is happening in this reaction, right? So what does displacement reaction mean is that we have two molecules already available. When we are reacting these two molecules with each other, the atoms in these two molecules will interchange. Okay, they form new product in that fashion. So what is a displacement reaction? A displacement reaction is a reaction wherein the atom or a set of atoms are displaced by another atom in a molecule. Alright, this is what I told you now. So basically again I am taking the same AB and I am taking another molecule C. Now I am reacting these two molecules with each other. Now what happens is it replaces B in the molecule of AB and a new product AC is formed. So the B which was displaced in AB comes out as a separate product. So this is how a displacement reaction works. The examples of displacement reaction are these. So here, in this displacement reaction, iron is reacting with CuSO4 and Cu is being displaced by iron. So Cu comes out as solid and iron sulfate is formed. So these are the more examples of displacement reaction. Zinc plus uh, copper sulfate gives us zinc sulfate and copper. Another example is lead reacts with copper chloride, gives us lead chloride and copper. Now the last type of chemical reaction which we are going to learn is double displacement reaction. Now just now we learned what a displacement reaction is. Double displacement means there two two atoms are being replaced, right? Those reactions in which two compounds react by an exchange of ions form two new compounds. So this is the example of the double displacement reaction. In this reaction, silver nitrate and calcium chloride are reacting, and what is happening is the chlorine molecule in the KCl and the nitrate molecule in the AgNO3 are being exchanged, and new compounds AgCl and KNO3 are formed. So this is a double displacement reaction because two atoms are being replaced. So another example can be sodium sulfate reacting with barium chloride to form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Now let us move on to something really important which we see in our daily life, which is oxidation and reduction. Oxidation and reduction are basically two more types of chemical reactions which we see in our daily life. We get to see these reactions in our day-to-day basis. So oxidation and reduction reactions together can be also called as redox reactions. So basically what is oxidation? Oxidation means addition of oxygen to a compound, and reduction is the opposite of oxidation, which means that there is a removal of oxygen atoms in the molecule. So where can we find the day-to-day examples of oxidation? Observe oxidation in our day-to-day life. There are two effects mainly which we can see in our day-to-day life, which are corrosion and rancidity. Now let us see what these two are. Corrosion, corrosion, corrosion. You might have heard this word somewhere. So what does corrosion mean? Corrosion means the deterioration of metal due to the exposure of the metal to oxygen or moisture or acid or anything else that can destroy the metal surface. So when a metal is attacked by substances around it such as moisture, acids, etc., it is said to corrode it, and this process is called corrosion. Rusting of iron. You might have observed that a piece of iron, when placed in a an atmosphere containing a lot of moisture or add containing a lot of oxygen, when it reacts, it forms a brown layer over it. This brown layer formed is because of corrosion. So this is a picture here. See, here we are having a iron chain. This iron chain, due to the reaction with moisture, becomes like this in this dark brown color. So I have a question for you, a simple question rather. So I want you to comment down the answer of this question in the comment box. So what can corrosion result in if it's not controlled? What can be the side effects of the oxidative corrosion? So what loss can we experience due to this phenomenon? You read the NCRT; they have given the effects of corrosion and tell me down in the comment box. So the next effect of the oxidation that we see in our day-to-day life is rancidity. What is rancidity now? Rancidity is a condition in which food with oil and fats gets oxidized when they are exposed to air. Now, you might have observed some food which contains a lot of oil, like pickle, achar, right? If you keep this achar exposed to air without keeping a lid over it, an airtight container is needed to store this pickle. Now, if you don't place that pickle in a airtight container, it reacts with the air and the taste deteriorates and changes. So this is what rancidity is. Now there are certain methods by which we can prevent rancidity to happen. So by adding antioxidants to food. So basically antioxidants can be found in the packed food that we bring from supermarkets, right? Like chips, chocolates. How are they retaining that food products? By adding antioxidants, which prevent the reaction of food products with oxygen. Another prevention method can be storing in airtight containers. As I said, pickles are generally kept in airtight containers with which we can retain the taste of the pickle, or else they deteriorate in taste and they may taste like trash. So, this is how food spoils if it reacts with oxygen in the atmosphere. Okay, so with this we have completed our first chapter successfully. Okay, now you know what is a chemical reaction, how can we balance a chemical reaction, and what are the types of chemical reactions that are in this world. So now it's your turn. Now you have to read the NCRT of this chapter. You have to read the chapter in your NCRT thoroughly. There are some activities based on these types of chemical reactions also, which you have to read thoroughly. They can be asked in your exam. And there are some inbox information also, like about whitewashing and all. So you have to focus on them and try to solve the questions given in the NCRT after the chapter. So let's call it a day. This is Syed Salarjung from Brain Up signing off. Bye.